going down? It's MC Noble here. Welcome back to another stream. A little bit of a different stream today. I did a stream on Instagram and someone asked me a question in the comments of the stream, and it got me thinking. And to be fair, the guy nailed a pretty spot on question, because the question in a way kind of has two answers to it. It's a little bit of a, like, you could ask some people this question and they would answer it within a couple of seconds, and they would think they know the answer, like, sort of like straight off the bat. But you got to really think of the question, and like, is there a right and a wrong answer with what the question sort of says. So I thought in today's stream I would go ahead and sort of answer this question, tell you my opinions on this question. But I just also quickly first want to let you guys know that I'm linking up with DJ Prime tomorrow, and sometime in the afternoon, I'm not sure on the time yet, we're going to be doing a Facebook Live down in the shed, in my place, obviously, with DJ Prime. So as far as I'm aware, he's push biking to mine from Hull, and I'm not sure if he's bringing any music. I mean, I've got a fair bit of music, but I wouldn't say no to some new tunes, obviously, that he'll bring for us to mix. And we're going to have a little session, so I don't know when. He said he was going to come for about dinner time, so it gave me a chance to get up, and I'm going to give the shed a little bit of a tidy up, just so it looks a bit nicer for him coming. Basically, so it could be anywhere from like 1, 2, it'll be a few hours in the afternoon, and then he's going to push bike back, I believe, probably before it gets dark, obviously. But we're going to be linking up live on my MC Noble Facebook page, all things hardcore, all things hardstyle, as we like to do. So let's get on with this question. And like I said, this guy nailed a spot on question, which was, has social media made an impact within my music? So what is basically saying, like, does social media help with my music? Like, do I impact better with my music for having social media? And I thought this was a real spot on question, because a lot of musicians today, their main source of promoting their music and getting people to hear their music is obviously through social media, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, even YouTube, which is a massive thing. A lot of people use it every single day. Links to songs are shared through all these social media platforms, and it just got me thinking, like, has social media like made an impact on like people's music today? Has it made an impact on my music? And let's just say if we were in the world today and there wasn't such a thing as social media, would I be any further on with my music than I am at the currently at the moment with social media? And this is why I've got a little bit of a like a double answer, because part of me thinks yes, but then part of me thinks no. And the reason why part of me thinks no is because you date back to the 90s, the late 80s, we couldn't just log on to Facebook and go live. We couldn't just hop on the web and post our latest track for every Tom, Dick and Harry to listen to. But yet again, there was DJs, there was MCs that made it back then. Let's look at 90s, let's look at WizKid, let's look at the hardcore scene, people like Storm and WizKid. They come from a day when there wasn't social media. They couldn't hop on Facebook Live and do an MC blast for half an hour and, say bring in 1,000 views, and say have people who promote events watching them and think, I wouldn't mind booking him, he's quite good. So hi. Just so you know, I don't join Jack Howell's live streams. Alright. I'm not really bothered if you do or you don't, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, people back then, years ago, you know, they couldn't hop on the lives, like I say. But what I'm saying is they still got out there, and they probably did some of the biggest raves that the scene had ever seen. You know, back in the 90s, that was a prime for the hardcore. That was like hardcore at its very best. You know, hardcore was like a new, fresh thing back then. It was just, you know, it was coming into popularity, and you know, it was like a new thing. Everyone was discovering this, like, almost like a house beat that had been put up to like a faster BPM. All these like break beats and pianos, you know, Wizkid and the breakbeat days were absolutely, you know, they were like prime days for him. But he got out there back then, and he did thousands upon thousands of gigs. He's probably been on more flyers than he can remember, and he won't even remember half of the gigs that he's done. You know, he'll remember certain things about certain gigs, and then, you know, someone will probably ask him, do you remember that year 2006 in, you know, let's say in Hartlepool, blah blah blah, and he might not remember it, but then, you know, there might be some highlights of maybe festivals that he did that year that would maybe stick out to him. But what I'm trying to say is he's done that many gigs, but back then you couldn't hop onto social media, and you couldn't, you know, you didn't have all these websites and all these links available to you, you know, people listening to your music or people hearing you spit. You know, you couldn't just hop on and message an event promoter and say, listen, look, this is a link to my demo, and have a real clear recorded sound quality demo shoved up on your SoundCloud. So this is why I think of it lightly. You know, let's say I was born, so in the 90s I was MCing. You know, would I still be as good as I am now? Would I be out there? Would I be gigging? And I think the possibility is that I would probably be out there a lot more than I am now, because you've got to think, for one, the scene back then was in its prime. It was a big new thing. You know, a lot of fresh talent was more considered back in them days, as it, you know, it was like a new genre. People were like discovering these harder beats, and you know, hardcore was becoming like a new popular thing. So that would already, in my opinion, get me more gigs, whereas, like, you know, nowadays it's more about the people that have done it for years, which is kind of where I think the scene lacks a bit, because there's a lot of people nowadays, even now still, that mix hardcore at home. You know, they go live on these radio stations and these websites, and you know, they mix hardcore. And to be fair, like, I think that some of them are like club material, but it's very hard to get bookings. You'll get booked at, you know, say like local events, and you'll do the odd like bigger booking. But if you want to get on somewhere like Ravers Reunited, or let's say on the Clubland lineups, you know, you're going to really struggle, because they want them lineups to be full of all the talent that, you know, that rocked it years ago. You know, people like Darren Styles, etc., and you know, Squaddy and Al Storm, and you know, people like Bass Hunter and stuff even come back and do Clubland gigs. You know, they want people like Scooter and stuff who made all them sort of like big Clubland hits. They don't care about some upcoming lad from, let's say, Doncaster, who, you know, jumps on a Facebook Live and can mix the Clubland songs like really well, and you know, brings something new. You know, it's hard to get into something as big. So I think years ago, back in the 90s, you know, even early 2000s, you would have had more of a chance to get out there. We didn't have the social media, and I think also, to really sort of wrap this up as such, it relies on how much of a passion you have for the scene as well. Like nowadays, you know, if you really want to get out there, you really want to try and bring in bookings, whether it's local or mainstream, you know, you'll record demos and you'll grind them out and you'll send them over social media. You know, it's a thing. If you really want it, you'll work for it, right? And then basically, back years ago, if you really wanted to get the bookings, you'd record mixtapes and you'd send them in the post, or however it was done. So I think really, like, social media in some ways can help, can help people a lot more. It's a lot more easier to sort of like get your music out there, etc. But in terms of being like, you know, are you better off? Like, have you got more chance having social media? You know, I think that's where you've really got to think, if I'm completely honest with you. I think that's where you've really got to think. Would I be worse off? You know, that sort of thing. But what can I say? But I thought I'd answer this question because it really got me thinking at first. Like, someone sent it in Instagram and I was really sort of scratching my head and thinking, you know what, like, does this actually affect, you know, like, how would I look at this question and how would I answer it? And after thinking, to me, it really became quite simple. You know, I think if I'd have been MCing in the 90s and I had a passion for it like I had now, I think I'd still be somewhere round about the same, if not better off than I am now. Probably doing bigger bookings, you know, and like I say, probably a bit further. So I came to watch the game stream. You're just telling us rubbish about music no one listens to. Yeah, alright then, Pablo, whoever you are. If you read the title of the stream, I put the question in the title of the stream because I was answering the question. But if you actually look at my previous streams, I do them usually where it's like just looking at a screen with the question on the screen. So I thought to change it up, I'd like play the game in the background. But you obviously don't follow my channel much. Like I'm a music based channel, if that makes sense. So like 90% of the streams are going to be like music related, and even if they aren't, there'll probably be some topic within that stream about music. So, you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, take this harshly, come across this as you will, but I am who I am. I tell this to people all the time, like one thing that I really hate is people that try to like tell me how to live my life. People who like, I get like despise me for the things that I do. Like it may come across a bit harsh, but like I am who I am. Like if people want to get to know me, people want to know me, etc. They know me for who I am. Like, you know, like yeah, I blast music, I play music, I do a lot of streams and talk. If people don't like that, they know how to click off the stream. Or same with like, you know, people who are like talk to through headsets and people in real life. If they don't like what I do, or they find what I do annoying, or they've got an issue with it, like, I'm not going to change who I am just because they don't like it. So, you know, and I actually MC more than I DJ, but I could probably do both of them things probably better than you. Not being funny, but if I put a pair of decks in front of you, judging by how you've just come into this stream now, and bearing in mind this is not about like exactly proving who's better, but if I put a pair of decks in front of you, you probably wouldn't know what to do with them. Like, I'm not being funny, like, you might have mixed a few Drake songs on your free copy of Virtual DJ, but, you know, jumping on a proper pair of CDJs is something completely different. Just saying. And I know because I used to sing on Virtual DJ, and I'll proudly admit that I used to sing on Virtual DJ. Not Drake songs, but I used to sing. But pub DJing is a lot different to club DJing. Trust me, bro. If you look at most pub DJs, they will actually sing on Virtual DJ, right? They'll have one of them big mixers, not like a DJ mixer, like a big mic mixer, and they'll just adjust volumes, talk through a mic, and they'll just play music from their laptop. They'll have a track playing on Virtual DJ, and when that song finishes, they'll just start the next song. They don't mix it in, they just sync it so it's in beat and bring the next track in. They don't mix it and their track selection is just completely terrible. I'm just a little boy. Yeah, okay then. I may not have been in the scene long, but I do have a good, like, I do research this kind of stuff, you know. I do watch documentaries about the scenes and about the music, and obviously I've probably done more gigs than you. Lol, this is quite funny. Apparently you're this big guy on music, but you came into the stream to watch me play the game. And judging by your name, you don't really, like, it's like this looks more like a trolling name to me. Like Pablo, like, I'm not being funny, like. Look, I can't really be fussed to get into a dispute with you, because at the end of the day, I come live to do what I always do. Go over topics, answer questions, which I enjoy doing, talk about my upcoming gigs, because I get gigs, and that's really it. Like, if you're not happy with the way I stream, or with what I'm doing, then just leave the stream. You know? I'm not really all that bothered, to be fair. I don't think this will really work for the race, will it? I bet I could race it.
I'm ready to go. You?
No, I'm not. I am in a moment, though. Oh, well, looks like that guy left. Yeah, I do apologise about that, people, but he never, like, said hello, he never came in or anything, he just giving it this and that. Right, let's do this race. But yeah, going back to that question, I think it was a well answered, asked question. Like, it was a good question. That's mad how they all start before me. You know what, I maybe should have took this into the customs, but then I sort of felt like it'd be cheating. Oh, I thought I had him then into that barrier. We're in third place, look. Come on, we're gonna win this. This is gonna be wicked. Oh, you crashed out, look. What a noggin. No, you don't, mate. You know what, these like little buggies, like, even though they're not upgraded, they are fairly fast, so I think we might win this, you know. Last time I was in something that was, I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't the quickest, but I kept losing, like, I was only coming like second or third place, but you got to come first place and you win the car. So like I'm probably never going to drive them, but because I've actually completed story mode, I was more just kind of thinking like it's just something to do now and again. Like I don't have plus at the moment, but it's better than just driving around. But yeah, I think we're on our either second to last lap or last lap, I think. Or second to last. Yeah, I should be able to catch this guy up. To be fair, I think it goes quick around this part of the track. Like, yeah, we kind of made a mess of that. What's happening, bro? Right. Final lap. Right, I'm catching him. Right, I need to be straight back on the throttle here. We can do this, I'm sure we can. Right, I can't mess up on this corner. You know what, this actually might be harder than first spot. I think I'm going to come second, you know. Yeah, most definitely. He's got more power than me. Yeah. He's got a lot more power than me. We'll retry. Noggin. The thing is, you can't restart them either. Right, we might do I'm in 6th position. I can get past a few of them. It's always that guy in first place. Always him. In his little like muscle car. Well, I'm just being made part of it. Oh my god, I'm 8 out of 9th position. That guy's had it. So that dropped me down to... Now I'm back to 7th, 8th. That guy in 9th, he's approaching. Back to 4th. See, they're absolutely storming away. I need to get some speed up. To be fair, I might go ahead and, if I'm honest, like, tune this car up a bit. Just do some engine stuff and turbo. See if we can make our performance any better. Like, we're in 3rd position, so we might get him. We might get him. There's this guy in 1st. He's quite a far distance away. Like he's quite a few seconds in front. I think we're on our 2nd to last lap. Yeah, we are. I need to have him on a corner or something. I doubt I'm going to be able to do it though. Oh, we were better around that corner. We're catching him. We've got another lap to do it. Come on. Oh yes. Thanks for giving me 1st place, bro. I'm gonna try and I want to try and block him from passing me. I want to try and make it easy. You have to slow down for the corner then, you see. Right. Yes, we've done this, boys. We've had him. I thought this race was going to go very, very badly, you know. But we've done it. Yes, man. There we go. Now mine. Let's go.
Hard. There are lots of delivery diets that deliver food each.
What brings you in today? You're gonna want to watch the clutch. Try not to take flight.
Right then, peeps. I am going to end the stream here. Like, comment, share. Peace.